Arne, congratulations and most importantly, happy birthday. I've just heard the players bought you a cake today, now they've brought you home 3 points tonight. As good as birthdays get?
Yeah, the win was a bit more special than the dessert or the cake. But yeah, it wasn't an easy game. Normally you celebrate your birthday with friends and family, and to celebrate it here in a special venue for Liverpool, but also for Dutch people, because many very, very good Dutch players played here. To win it like this in my first Champions League night is a memory I take with me home.
Very special indeed, but your team did it the hard way, obviously coming from behind early on. How proud were you of the response, obviously from the weekend and from those early stages of this match? What impressed you most with your team tonight?
Yeah, I think if you look at Liverpool and Jurgen's team, they were always able to come back really strong after disappointments or a setback in the game. But you always wonder if you take over, if the players can still do this. And it was a setback. It was already a setback losing against Nottingham Forest. Then after 5 minutes being 1-0 behind, and you know the fans are going to be behind Milan then. But I thought we took control of the game. Was very handful, is that the word to use, that we scored 2 set pieces, because that helped us of course in the scoreline. But we deserved to be 2-1 up, I think, and in the end to win it because of the way we played today.
And for you personally, you touched on it in the opening, just with regards to coming to this venue against a famous club, inside this famous stadium, your first European night with Liverpool. Just how special is that?
The first 5 minutes, or in general, you mean?
In general.
Oh yeah, no, it's special to be part of the Champions League. I was there last year with Feyenoord. That was already special to be part of it with Liverpool. This has also a great history in this tournament. Against a team that has a great history in this tournament as well is a special night. But these nights are only special if you win, and luckily we did that.
Just very lastly, from an Italian perspective here, Federico Chiesa coming off those first minutes, getting that debut. How is he faring? Will we see more of him soon?
Yeah, I think we will. We will see more of the players that haven't played a lot today or in other games in the future soon. But he gets fitter and fitter. He had a difficult pre-season because he was not always able to train with the first team of Juve, so he had to train a lot on his own. And then it takes a bit of time to go to your match fitness, and it's getting better and better. And he needs playing minutes now, but he has competition from some good wingers as well. So let's see when we're going to use him, but that he's going to be a big asset for us, a very good player for us. That's clear. That's what we knew before we signed him, and that's also what we see on the training ground now.
Well done. Virgil, congratulations. Your 50th Champions League appearance, a goal, a perfect night.
Yeah, obviously the start was not perfect. That's pretty clear. But the way we react was definitely the right way, especially after disappointment on the weekend. I think the boys showed great resilience, especially over here. You know, it's always a tough place to go, in my opinion. So yeah, pleased with the goal, pleased with the win, and now it's time to recover and go again.
What was the turning point? Obviously, the shaky start. How did you react, and how proud are you of your team to have done that?
I think, obviously, like you said, obviously the start wasn't good. The goal wasn't good that we conceded. We were everywhere from start to finish late, and they maximised it with scoring the goal. But the way we stayed calm was very pleasing to see. The way we kept, obviously, looking between the lines, the free men, especially with Szoboszlai at times, and obviously they had a plan, and we tried to destroy their plan. Obviously, it was always going to be difficult, but I think the goal from Ibu helped a lot, and obviously just scoring before the break was also big. And overall, I'm very pleased with the night, and now it's time to move on.
Their fans were certainly not happy at the full-time whistle. Did you expect more from this Milan team tonight?
No, listen, obviously I think playing against us is never easy, in my opinion. And I think the way we managed the game is, obviously if your team is 1-0 up, I can understand that. That obviously there's frustration from the fans. I think there was an amazing atmosphere today. I really enjoyed it out there, like I've been doing every time I play there. I'm just pleased that we got the first point on the board, and now it's time to move on.
Just lastly, Alisson spoke yesterday in the lead up to the match about the expanded format, more football. How satisfying is it to pick up a very strong win on the road to kickstart your campaign?
It's always good to start well. Season has been going up until last weekend pretty well. But the season will be so long. There will be so many twists and turns, and we have to look after each other, have to look after ourselves in terms of recovery, making sure you are available, fit, in the best shape of your life, basically, and then hopefully we can achieve something special this year.
Welcome back, one and all. Good to have you with us. Kate, Thierry, Jamie, Micah, new season vibes. We're all enjoying it. Micah hasn't complained about the length of the post-match one time. Not yet.
We've not gone over yet. Still time.
OK, so we've got a few games to get through from today, 6 games in total. Let's start by talking about that game between AC Milan and your team, Liverpool.
Jamie, take it away.
Go ahead, Jamie.
It was a nice piece of analysis for the
Classic
first
fixture,
one.
good result.
Yeah, it was a huge fixture in terms of the names. I don't think we're looking at Milan as a team who we think will probably win this competition. I think we'd accept that. But I think Liverpool haven't been in the competition last season, but come into it. And I think, you know, the manner of the performance, the quality we know they have in the squad, they are a genuine... You know, there's a genuine chance that Liverpool could win this competition. So I think we're seeing one of the sort of early contenders there. And they've gone away after a really bad... What were you laughing at?
Sorry, not you.
Wow.
Sorry.
Anyway, Jamie, I want to ask you about the style of play. You mentioned about the fullbacks coming in. Did you see much of that tonight, or, you know, Liverpool's fullbacks? In terms of the build-up.
I think that's just the way Liverpool play. I think every time you watch Liverpool play, there's almost a different idea around Trent, the way, the position he pops up in, because he's so good on the ball. You want him on the ball as much as possible. So it almost feels like a different role for the right back to the left back. But I think that's really stood out, and I think this happens with every new manager at every team. They come on and have an effect on a player who you maybe thought was maybe not good enough, or the last manager didn't really like. And I think that player is Gravenberch in midfield. I think he looks a completely different player now under this manager than he did Jurgen Klopp. So that's been a real plus for Liverpool.
Started very quickly, AC Milan in this game, though. Went ahead with an early goal from Christian Pulisic. Let's take a look at this one. The American putting AC Milan on the board here, 1-0.
Well, we've done it from a defensive point of view. Should we do it from an attacking point of view?
Yes,
because
let's.
Liverpool, in terms of their press, they got it wrong. But he's still got, like Jamie said, 40 yards to go. And he's still got to pick out the bottom corner against a very good goalkeeper. Puts it away so nicely. But, I mean, defending... They could have done a lot better there, Jamie.
Yeah, they could, but I mean, you talk about the run, but actually the finish, it's still a tight angle, and you're up against arguably the best goalkeeper in the world, so that's almost the only position he could put it in. So, as I said, to run that long with the ball at your feet, the skill, the technique it takes, and then the finish was fantastic.
Fastest Champions League goal by an American, that was. 2 minutes, 47 seconds. The reason I started laughing, was because Matt, the producer, was trying to give me a very complicated stat in my ear at the time, and it was this one.
We all know that's too much for you.
It was too much for me at the time. Thank you, Jamie. But there you go. There it is. And guess what? Christian Pulisic is listening live as you insult me on television.
Again.
Can we... Is that right? Is that really true? Can we go? Oh, OK. Christian Pulisic joining the show.
No,
Captain America.
Yes. Captain America!
They got beat.
It doesn't matter. He scored.
How do you feel about that, Christian? Jamie said the team obviously was beaten by Liverpool. Mike said it doesn't matter, you scored.
No, obviously it was a good start to the game to get a goal, and yeah, extremely disappointing for us to concede goals, like we did in the first half on set pieces, and yeah, they made it difficult for us all game, so obviously disappointed.
Christian, we've just analysed your goal. I just want to ask you how you felt yourself in terms of picking the ball up, almost 40 yards from goal. I mean, it's a great run. It must have took it out of you, and then it's a great finish up against one of the best goalkeepers in the world. You must be pleased with that.
Yeah, of course. I got the ball, and sometimes it can be difficult when you have too much space in front of you. You have to make a decision whether to pass, whether to shoot, and yeah, I think I picked my head up here, and there was just nothing on, and I said, okay, let me just hit it hard and low back post, and yeah, it was a nice finish.
You started the season's been outstanding, Christian. I mean, 5 goal involvements in the first 5 games. I mean, how much are you actually enjoying sort of the new managers come in? Is it a different role? I mean...
Yeah, I've played in some different positions this season as well, but I think it's a good system for me, and I'm finding opportunities to score goals and create chances. So that's where I want to be on the pitch, and it's been enjoyable, but of course feels better when we win games.
There's a bit of frustration, I think, from the supporters in the last couple of weeks, and also I think towards the end of the game. I mean, how confident are you that you can turn it round? Because you've got a huge game at the weekend against Inter.
Absolutely, there's no better match for us to have in front of us, for us to turn things around, build some confidence again. I mean, it's a great opportunity for us, so we need to be ready, we need to be flying on Sunday, and we need to earn their trust back and put on some good performances.
Christian, could I ask you about Pochettino and how he's bedded in since he's took over the job?
Yeah, I haven't seen him yet since he's got the job, so I'm hoping, he'll be able to turn things around, and I hope things go well.
Have you spoken to him, Christian?
You must have
Not
spoken
yet,
to him, surely. Come on, give us some insight.
No, really, I don't have anything for you right now. I would tell you if I did.
I mean, Christian, how excited are you, though? I know you've obviously disappointed you lost the game tonight, but, I mean, it's a big thing, isn't it, for the national team to have a coach of that calibre? I mean, that surely should give you a boost going forward, because it's been tough of late.
For sure, it's great for us. I think to have someone as experienced as him coming in, and I think we have the talent, and now it's time to hopefully have a coach that's gonna take us to that next level.
Thierry?
No.
Okay, Christian, listen, we very much appreciate your time. We understand, obviously, it's not easy to come and speak to the media after a result like that, so we respect you for doing that. Thank you very much. What will you do with the rest of your evening? How do you switch off now?
Yeah, go home and rest. It's late. I don't have much. Just going to talk to the family, rest, and be ready for the next one.
You a gamer?
Good luck for Sunday, come on!
Great goal, Christian. Well done. Great start to the season.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Well done, big man. Well done, well done.
Well done.
No, it's not easy. It's been tough, hasn't it? Tough start to the season for them. Milan, but him individually.
You okay?
Yeah.
Thierry.
Why are you so wired?
I'm saving you because you didn't know what to say, did you? That's your job.
What's my job?
To think of, like, you know, it goes a bit quiet, a little bit, we're not quite sure. You come in with a question, you froze.
We're back. Look, everybody, we're back.
Oh, my God.
Let's carry on. Liverpool goals. Do you want to talk about that, Jamie? Canate
can't
with the
wait.
first one for Liverpool tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that 2 goals came from set pieces because they created a lot of chances, really. But, I mean, the leap from Canate there, I mean, you'll do well to see a defender get any higher than that in the Champions League this season to head that ball in. He's up against a great goalkeeper. And you look at the reaction of these two. They might have had a bet on him. Are you allowed? Obviously not. And the big man, Virgil van Dijk, he questioned him on the first goal, whether he should have stepped out, but he's a man mountain. It's very difficult to stop him there. Normally he doesn't start in that position, but see the power, knocking 2 or 3 players, Milan players away, and then as soon as Liverpool went in front, you didn't really see how Milan could get back into the game, but they went one step further.
Yeah, you know, I mentioned about Milan down the width. I mean, they've got so many men forward, disjointed again.
How good's this from Gakpo?
But I think it's really good from Gakpo. It was really good in the Euros. I feel like he's coming to his own a little bit. I know he doesn't always start, but he looks like a different player this season.
Thierry, this reminds me of you in this position.
That was very good because he kind of stopped his run, so he froze the player, and the set time he went straight in, he went back in, and it was virtually impossible when Szoboszlai finished it.
We mentioned Szoboszlai before the goal. The manager said in his press conference last night, you know, he does a great job for the team off the ball, but he's got to do more in terms of scoring goals and assists, so he's off the mark for the season.
Are you happy today, aren't you, Jamie?
It's
lively.
Liverpool
have got so much energy. I mean, last season he's a bit down at times.
Liverpool are back in the Champions League. I don't think I earned my money last season for CBS. I apologise. I wasn't your normal self. But I'm telling
you got a new deal. How does that work?
I am back in a big way this season.
Are you giving the money back?
Oh, no. We all have good seasons and bad seasons.
For a little bit of nervousness from that point on, but really they started dominating pretty soon after.
Yeah, I think too much has been made about losing the game at Forest. You know, you're going to get those kind of results, particularly after international break, when you're not really fully up to speed yet. That was really good performance tonight under a little bit of scrutiny, but they cope with the pressure, they cope with the expectation brilliantly. I thought some of the football they played tonight was fantastic.
Shea was in studio at the weekend with us, so you can blame him if he was
If
slagging them off too much there. But they were poor on the day, Shea. They were poor against Forest.
Yeah,
there were a few glitches exposed.
But again,
midfield,
yeah,
the attack was blunt, and yet all of those units functioned pretty well today.
Yeah, and again, you know, Lenny's right in the sense that it's a one-off. I mean, we spoke about Nottingham Forest and the job they'd done on them. They were brilliant at Anfield and hit them on the break. And there's a reaction. We knew there would be a reaction tonight, and I think you clearly see that this Liverpool team, this squad of players, you see some of the guys coming off the bench, they've got strength and depth as well, and they'll go far in this competition, and they'll be. Kenny probably thinks not, but one of the favourites maybe to win it. And I always get excited after any result. But the way they played tonight, they were very
wait till you see
special.
Bayern Munich's result tonight, and you'll probably get excited about their chances. But what about, without jumping too far ahead, Liverpool's opportunity to win this competition this year? Is there one there?
Yeah, I think you certainly make an argument. I don't think they'll win it, obviously, but you can make an argument there. I think the promising thing was collectively they played well in and out of possession. Some really strong individual performances. Gapco, I thought, was exceptional. A little bit surprised he hasn't had more game time off the back of his performances during the summer, but good to see him pick up where he left off. Szoboszlai as well looked as if finding his confidence a little bit, and I've got a little bit more confidence in terms of that Liverpool midfield after the performance of Gravenberch. We might speak about that in a few minutes' time as well. Spoke about people maybe sacrificed themselves a little bit for the team, sitting in there, putting in some good, solid defensive displays. I thought Gravenberch done that this evening, so that's very promising for Liverpool going forward in terms of his performance in particular.
Was there an Arne Slot stamp on this performance, or did it look similar enough to what Klopp might have put out in the Champions League?
Pretty look similar to what Klopp's done over the years. Player that's they've got great running ability. Some of these players, Gakpo tonight, as Kenny mentioned, eats up the ground. Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, the two centre halves. We always look at Van Dijk and he makes it look easy. Konate, I thought, was great tonight. Not only his goal but his defending and his covering in that right-sided area. But it looked like the Liverpool of old. However, on paper that Milan team looks a good team, one, but they were awful tonight. And now you can go two ways about it. Liverpool were brilliant, but Milan was so poor and so off it, and physically, speed-wise, quality, nowhere near the levels of Liverpool tonight. And it's a great win for Liverpool.
Might be a tricky journey home after an early wobble. I was watching this one with Kenny Cunningham, Neil Lennon and Shay Given, and it feels like we're going back a long way to look for a positive from a Milan point of view, because it wasn't great, but they did start brightly, Neil, and Christian Pulisic got them in front.
They did, yeah, and as the guys were laying at half-time, a little bit of indecision or wrong decision-making from Liverpool. When the ball from Mannion was switched out to the right. You don't see it here, but Tsimikas went early, then Van Dijk went early, and it left Pulisic with 30 foot. Here it is. Tsimikas goes, never getting there. Virgil goes, not getting there, and then they're breaking. So we were talking about maybe Konate coming across. He's waiting on McAllister getting there, never getting there. And so to be fair to Pulisic, from that angle on, it's a fantastic finish. Yeah. And he's a player, who his numbers have been good for Milan, but that's a real clinical finish. And you're thinking after 3 minutes, well, this game's going to be really open. But you always fancy Liverpool to score. But what we didn't realise was how dominant Liverpool were going to be after that.
If you're Arne Slot, is that kind of perfect? Because this scenario where you've won the game, everyone's happy, supporters are happy, players are happy enough, but you've got a little bit to show them there as well.
Oh, yeah, there's always something.
To have a little look,
yeah. Look, it's not the
work-ons, I think they call it these days.
100%, yeah. Things that we can do better, things that we can do better as a unit. Decision-making at times, split-second decisions they got wrong and they got punished for it, and you will do at this level.
Kenny, you were watching the two Liverpool goals through your fingers from a defensive point of view, but you've got to be happy enough if you're Liverpool to convert these set-piece opportunities.
Yeah, of course, they play to their strengths. When you have players like Van Dijk and Konate, their aerial ability, you just got to get them into the right areas. This is a horrendous tackle from Calabria. An experienced full-back going through the Liverpool player there. But it's decent delivery into the box, but just far too easy. Have a look at Konate here. You've got to get a block on him. He stood there 10 yards from goal, and once he builds up forward momentum as he does here, you can't stop him. He's too powerful, good spring. Just schoolboy defending, really. If you don't send your biggest defender out there, at least try and get a block on him and stop that forward momentum. This is a little bit different. Van Dijk starts looking him behind the keeper, just spins into the space, in behind Pavlovic. Ruben Loftus-Cheek is there, but it's powder puff. Nobody taking responsibility to go. Even if they don't win the header, just have a physical contest with Van Dijk. Make it more difficult for them. Stop them getting a free header. Just not good enough.
You're all very disappointed in AC Milan's performance, but should we expect a different level between these two teams, given that we know a lot of these Premier League players, ex-Premier League players playing for AC Milan, and if they were good enough, without being too harsh, they'd probably still be in the Premier League.
I suppose, but they're at home in the San Siro. It's a phenomenal stadium. The crowd, you mentioned the good result they had at the weekend. They got their nose in front as well. So, the guys mentioned in commentary how much of an atmosphere was in the stadium. That gave them a real lift. And you think they've got something at least to hang on to now. But it was just so poor from AC Milan. We're trying to work out even off air how good Liverpool were because they were so poor. Were Liverpool brilliant or were AC Milan terrible? Or a bit of both?
huge gulf, though. That's the thing. No embarrassment getting beaten off this Liverpool team, a very talented team, but it was like the difference in quality in and out possession was just absolutely vast on the night. I'm sure that was AC Milan players, certainly the supporters, almost embarrassed by that performance this evening, how easy it was for Liverpool.
Difference in physicality as well, not just upper body, but the running power of Liverpool. Who we know, that was Klopp's ethic. He made them work really hard, in training off the ball. But the gulf was like men against boys at times.
Szoboszlai was the man who got the third goal for them. Shay, I was giving him a lot of credit before the break. You're telling me that maybe he got a little bit lucky with this finish? Nice move, regardless.
Yeah, it's a nice move. I mean, Lenny mentions fitness levels there, and I think Szoboszlai is one of the fittest guys in the Premier League. He's broke every record, but Gakpo again deserves great credit down the left. Can he pick out his midfield in the middle? Of course he can. And we mentioned a bit of luck, I think, Owen. I think if you see it slowed down, I think it actually comes off his shin.
Listen, Ronnie Whelan's still not admitting that about 88, so
Ronnie Whelan style.
Szoboszlai's going to say it.
But it literally you see this here, it actually hugs the post. It's an easy finish. He shinned it and it's gone in off the post. So probably for a brief second, Szoboszlai's thinking, please go in. As everything sort of seems to go to slow motion in his head. But you see here off his shin and just inside the post. But brilliant work from Gakpo down the left as well.
Yeah, his heart's in his throat there. Amazing Marcus Seeger hasn't been great at a poor start to the season, slow, lacking a little bit of confidence. A thing like that goal in that fashion can really turn your season around.
And they deserved that in the second half?
Oh yeah, they totally dominated. The two centre halves right throughout the team. I really enjoyed the performance tonight, and that is typical of Liverpool over the years. That counter attack, they picked it up 2 passes later. It's in the back of the net because they've got that quality on the ball, but the running power off the ball as well. Owen.
Cody Gakpo had a lot of that running power. We saw it there for the goal, and you felt generally he was good.
I thought he was terrific tonight, and he thoroughly merited his place. Big call to leave out Diaz because he's had a great start to this season, but I really enjoyed Gakpo in the Euros for Holland. I thought he was one of Holland's best players. But tonight, this position seems to suit him. He's really good close control. He's such a powerful and elegant runner with the ball. Okay, it didn't come off here, but he was a constant threat all night. Great ball from Trent on the turnover, and a great save from Mannion where he got injured. But Gakpo, he can go either way. He can go outside, he can go inside. And I've seen him play 8, I've seen him play 10. This is the goal, this is beautiful, So he's at full pelt, he knows Pavlovic is coming. The little stutter and the strength to blow him away, and then the final ball. I thought overall tonight he's probably Liverpool's brightest spark on that left wing.
Yeah, it's really so many options, permutations up front when everybody's fit. But I think when all those Liverpool forwards are playing well to their kind of maximum, their full potential, I think he's got to play 9 times out of 10.
Even though Diaz has had a good start to the season as well, 3 goals in the Premier League.
Yeah, I take him ahead of Diaz, I take him ahead of Jota, in those forward areas of the pitch. For the reasons that Neil says there, he's so impressive.
Would you not?
Do you think, though, it suits him better when the game's open, Kenny? If you come up against 2 blocks like Nottingham Forest,
no, I think
would Gakpo be more of a...
No, I think he can do both. We saw Nins there first half tight on the touchline, drive into the box, surrounded by players, dropped his shoulder, a little shimmy, got through 2 players. So even in tight areas, and he's a big lad, he's 6'3", he shouldn't be able to do it. Yeah, but he's got twinkle toes, he's got soft feet for a big man.
Has he got a good finish for a big man, though? Is he going to get you enough goals if you're hanging your hat on him?
Yeah, I think so. I think if he plays, not prolific, obviously, but he'll create goals.
I mean, it's one thing we spoke about as well, Kenny, was the number 9 position as Liverpool. Jota, we've talked about saying now, but have they got that? I know it's easy to say Haaland, but that out-and-out striker is going to be Liverpool's, really 20-25 goal. Have they got that? I don't know.
No, but I think between them, those 3, 4, they'll probably get enough goals between them to push the numbers up to where they need to be, and he can chip in undoubtedly.
That was a conversation we were having earlier, how reliant they are on Salah, but do you think Gakpo might be the key there?
I don't know if he's going to get enough goals on. You asked the question, and you're right to ask the question as well. I like his attributes, I really do. There'll be stiffer tests along as the season comes. Klopp didn't pick him, consistently, but I think he's a very talented player, and he's shown that tonight. Whether he's top level remains to be seen. Maybe more to come from him.
So
I hope there is.
Darwin Núñez came on as well. I don't know why I get the feeling that he's not going to be Slot's kind of player. Maybe because he's not starting him so far in any of the matches. It could be one reason. But do you think...
Well, again, we talked about Darwin before the game. I've been a big fan of him for years, but he's not done it on a regular basis. He's not been consistent. He's got great attributes.
He's fun to watch when he's at his marauding best.
Yeah, he is. He's powerful, he's quick, and he's strong. But sometimes I think he's over emotional. And the other thing is, I think in the box, he's not as composed or as cool as he could be.
It's decision making.
Yeah.
You can't get overly emotional as a centre forward. You've got to be calm, you've got to be cool, you've got to make the right decision in key moments of the pitch. And he doesn't do that often enough. I think that was the big decision.
The question as well, what do they do next with him? He spent 80-something million on him. He's on the bench.
You've got to persevere, I think.
Do you know what I mean?
You know, and hope that he comes good. But even tonight, there was one that Slobosai hooked back across and he tries a left-footed volley. You know, the tariff is almost impossible. Instead of just getting it down, Kenny, and getting a shot off,
that's happened too often now.
Yeah.
So I think we're at a point now you've got to take the hit.
Decision making.
I thought they could have taken it in the summer. A new manager coming in maybe didn't want to make that decision. Get him out, get as much back as you can, and go and reinvest in potentially another centre forward. But that's gone.
There's also Chiesa, who we haven't even mentioned in this scenario yet. I don't know if Liverpool fans are really sure what they're going to get from him.
We were talking actually off air. Where does he fit into this team? They've got so many options in them front three. Obviously, he's quick, he's direct, he can play in both wings, but I think with Salah and of course Gakpo's performance tonight, it'll be very difficult to get into that team.
There seems to be a sense that he hasn't quite fulfilled his potential yet. He obviously had that bad injury.
That is the other thing. There's always a question mark over his injuries. Can he stay fit for a long number of games to show his quality? Because no doubt he's a quality player.
I thought the Euros when Italy won it, he was outstanding.
Brilliant, yeah.
But, you know, we're talking 4 years ago now, and he has had his injury problems. It doesn't matter if he starts or not. He's going to be a squad player that he can rotate when the amount of games come. And if he gets up to speed, he could be a goal threat for Liverpool too.
No, I think it's a poor move for Chiesa. I think he's like fifth choice there when all those forwards are fit. Things are strange for Liverpool. They've got so many numbers up there. And I think it can be an issue when you have too many numbers. People are disgruntled, unhappy, not getting enough game time. I thought that was a strange. I don't think he was needed.
Virgil van Dijk should be happy enough with his night's work, I'd imagine. Here he is.
In control all the time of the match. Do you feel you leave San Siro stronger tonight?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I'm very pleased with the win. I'm very pleased with the way we bounced back after obviously a difficult start where we were everywhere too late. So obviously also coming back from a disappointment during the weekend. And I think overall we put in a very good performance with and without the ball, and going home now to recover and go again.
I thought you and Konate were two giant defenders. Tonight I discovered you are two strikers also.
Yeah, well, obviously when there's a set piece we try to be important, and I think the delivery was also outstanding in my opinion, and obviously the timing and the run was also there to in order to score the goal, and it's always good to be important in that sense, but overall I'm very pleased that we won and we limited them to big chances, and yeah, that's a good feeling.
You have been so many years with Jurgen Klopp. Do you feel this team play different, a lot difference between the Klopp time?
I don't know. We have been very successful during our period together over the years, and I'm always grateful for that. And things have moved on. The new manager is here, and he has his ideas. I don't think it's a lot different, but obviously he has principles that are different than the previous manager, and that's something we work on a daily basis. And you see so many things, good things already happening, and there's also things to improve still.
Last one, as a captain, are you trying to help Federico Chiesa and understand Liverpool world?
Yeah, obviously I definitely help him, but the rest of the team as well. He's so far what I've seen, a very good boy. He wants to learn, he wants to be better, he wants to fight for the club. I think he's a great addition for the club, and obviously I've played against him a couple of times with Holland, against Italy, but also with other games. So it's a very good player, and he will get his chances and he will be important for us. And yeah, I'm very glad for him that he made his debut tonight, and on to more.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That question on the difference between Slot and what Klopp brought to the team, I find the players are quite vague on that. I don't know, would that be deliberately vague? It's kind of tricky because you don't want to be seen to be either slagging off the current manager or the previous manager.
No, I think he had a special relationship with Klopp as well. Even before he signed, I think Klopp was, I don't know if it was legal or illegal, but speaking to him on a regular basis, and from then you wouldn't do that, Lenny, would you? But at the same time, they built up a relationship. As Virg said, they're successful, winning trophies, and it's very difficult to. He said we've moved on, but he's still, I would imagine, very close with Klopp.
The other question we were talking about before the match was midfield and whether Ryan Gravenberch is the long-term answer there. Kenny, you weren't so sure, but what about after tonight?
Yeah, this was encouraging, it really was. This moment in particular, Canate gets dragged down the wing, gets driven in behind. Look at the recovery speed here and the anticipation from Gravenberch. This is what I'm talking about. Somebody the base of that Liverpool midfield can sense danger, can drive back into those areas, make interceptions, as he does here. Look, goal side of the ball, nice and patient, reads where the pass is going to be played and always looks to play forward. Again, looking and patrolling the edge of that box, anticipating the cut back, using that little bit of upper body strength that he has. He's a good quality player. He's a box-to-box player, good technical player, very comfortable in high areas of the pitch. But that's not what Liverpool need. They need somebody who's going to discipline himself, keep himself behind the ball, and do look at the ugly side to the game.
Can you coach that, Lenny? Can you coach what he's saying there?
Yeah,
can you get him to be more disciplined? Can you get him to not go forward?
If he's intelligent enough.
Absolutely, yeah. But I don't know if he wants to do that. He was brought in as an 8.
Yeah.
And at the minute he's filling the hole for the team and he's doing his... He's not a natural 6 at the minute. I think he could easily grow into it with the attributes that he has, but whether he wants to be that player...
Get him 40, 50 games a season rather than 20 playing as an attacking midfielder.
I get that. That's not what he was brought to Liverpool for, but he might have to... evolve into that number 6 that Slot's looking for.
Do you think he will? Because it's a fair point by Kenny.
I'm not sure.
If he needs to play there to the team, surely Davies
I'm not sure. You're sort of experimenting at the minute with him, but he's done fine tonight in a very good all-round team performance.
Well, he's flipped it. He's got McAllister basically playing as 2 6s, really. Slobberslide playing as a number 10. We saw McAllister's limitation the first goal, hadn't got that recovery speed. We've seen that Gravenberch has it. So he hasn't got that one natural player. He's fitting 2 in there at the moment, and McAllister alongside Gravenberch. But there were some signs there tonight from Gravenberch that he might just suck that one up. Maybe realise, look, there's a position here for me to nail down. I can be the fulcrum in this team at number 6. Number 8, he's got to compete with Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gakpo, and those Curtis Jones. He's got to compete with all of those players for those attacking midfield players' positions, not so much as the number 6.
Mike Maignan, the AC Milan goalkeeper, Magic Mike as he's known, he hasn't been so magic in this game because he picked up an injury. It looked as though he picked it up in setting up the move that they eventually scored from. But this is him coming off at half-time, Shay. He does not look comfortable, hasn't looked comfortable for the whole half since picking up that knock. So why did he last the half?
Obviously they'll be doing some serious work at half-time. The physio's been on twice in the first half, but then you look at the bench, you've got 2 keepers you think they're well covered, and then you look a bit deeper, one's 19 and one's 20. So imagine Fonseca's thinking, whatever you do, Mike, we need you second half because it's such a big game. And even that, with an injury, he made some brilliant saves first half as well. I like him a lot, Mike.
I don't know, though. An injured goalkeeper, surely a 19-year-old keeper is better than an injured goalkeeper.
Depends what the extent of the injury is. If it's strap it up, get him out there, give him a painkiller and say, look, just see out the half for me.
He's been down a couple of times, though, so it doesn't look great.
It doesn't look great, yeah, but he's still a sheer touchstone. He's made a couple of very good saves as well, so his movement's not totally restricted. I would just be careful of passing the ball back to him constantly and then avoiding him trying to hit longer balls. But
you're right.
I would keep him on the pitch, no question.
It doesn't look great. This is what I'm saying. What message does that send out? He's been on his backside about 3 times now looking for treatment. Get off or stay on the pitch and just be more positive. Stay in your feet. I don't think that sends the right message to the rest of the players, and certainly the Liverpool players. Seen a goalkeeper go down 3 times already. It's not a good look.
No, Liverpool will be licking their lips either way because attacking-wise they're really on it today, Kenny. What would you like to see from them in the second half?
No, I think it's more the same. They'll win this game. They'll win it comfortably if Milan don't change things. I'm happy with Loftus-Cheek in centre midfield. I'd like to see him get a bit higher up the pitch and change with Reinders. But Leao, for me, in the left wing, has been an absolute disgrace. It's like he's been in an induced coma for the first 40 minutes of that first half. No, it's not good enough. He's been an absolute disgrace. And this lad has talked up, elite player. This lad is an elite player. And there's a reason why he's at AC Milan and not one of the very best clubs in Europe, because he turns up one game in every 3. He's been so bad in that first half. Sparked to life the last 5 minutes. Let's see what's better.
Aston Villa and Liverpool involved in the opening night of this season's Champions League and the first opportunity to see how the new format will work. This is what you need to know ahead of the tournament. There are 36 teams taking part in the league phase. They'll all play 8 games rather than the 6 guaranteed games in the previous group stage. The top 8 progress automatically to the knockout stages. The teams finishing 9th to 24th in the league phase go into the playoffs, playing over 2 legs to go into the last 16. Those who finish 25th to 36th they're eliminated. Well, the games kick off tonight, and this week's it's an exclusive Champions League week, meaning no Europa League or Conference League, with the other competitions getting their own exclusive week later in the season. That exclusivity means that this week's Champions League games are being played over Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. After that, they'll revert to the traditional Tuesday and Wednesday slots. For the 8th and final match week, all 18 games will kick off at the same time. That's on January the 29th. After all that, something more familiar for fans. The Champions League goes back to a knockout format from the round of 16, with traditional two-legged fixtures culminating with the final in Munich on May the 31st next year. These are the 6 games being played tonight, as well as matches for Aston Villa and Liverpool. Juventus take on PSV. Vincent Kompany takes charge of Bayern Munich in the competition for the first time against Dinamo Zagreb. Holders Real Madrid face Stuttgart, while Sporting take on Lille. And you can keep across all of those games, plus action from the Carabao Cup, on the Soccer Special. That's from 7 on Sky Sports News.